Alan Tudge stands aside after Rachelle Miller alleges their affair was at times abusive. Coalition minister rejects allegations by former staffer about 2017 relationship, as Miller calls for change to address Parliament's men problem. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Now this is a story out of Australia. My Australian fans have been requesting that I do a video on this Rachelle Miller person. And who is Rachelle Miller? Well, she's one of Australia's finest. We're going to do an examination of her and kind of get to the bottom of what's going on here. Before we get into that, I do want to thank everybody for stopping by my channel. I do appreciate everybody supporting my work. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure that you're still subscribed because YouTube does unsubscribe people every day. Please make sure you get this video out to your friends who you think would appreciate the work that I do, because I have been shadow banned by YouTube. I mean, it's really obvious. The kind of work I do, the kind of promotion I've had, pretty sure that I would have more followers after 3.5 years of doing this than I have now if I hadn't been shadow banned. But maybe it's just that people don't like my work. Maybe. If you find anything wrong with my work, please let me know. But I want to talk about this Rachelle Miller person here. This is her here. In this clip, I shared this. This was from the recent, I think it's the National Press Club in Australia. So she was there, and you can see her appearing to be very upset. And now, shout out to Feminism Debunked. He is an Australian YouTuber. He does really good work. Check out his channel, especially if you'd like to see the debunking of feminism, the lies, the obfuscation, the backtracking, the doublespeak, all that stuff regarding feminism. Then he does a really good job of pointing a lot of that out. He says that she is acting here, and she's doing a very bad job of acting. I'm going to disagree with you there, Feminism Debunked. I think that she is expressing sincere emotion here. Now, is that emotion in regards to the relationship she had with Alan Tudge? Doubtful. Is this emotion here that she's showing in relationship to anybody in general? Maybe, maybe not. It could be, she sad about a dog that died when she was a child, or maybe a family member dying, or a car accident that she was in. Maybe is very traumatic to her, the memory of it. But I think this is sincere emotion. I don't think it's about Alan Tudge, though, because I think that she is thoroughly and completely being dishonest about Alan Tudge. And even if she isn't, well, then, hey, you know what? Sometimes relationships are frustrating. And, sometimes you get upset with your partner. Wow. Surprise, surprise, you get upset with your partner. Let's dive into this article here. Rachelle Miller, who accused Alan Tudge of bullying during relationship, makes historical claim against another Liberal MP. What? Seriously? All right. The former government staffer who accused senior Liberal MP Alan Tudge of abusing her while in a consensual relationship has alleged another Liberal politician sexually harassed her more than a decade ago. Well, what defines harassment? I mean, we have this right here that I've pulled up many times.
Don't fucking say hello to me, bitch. Don't fucking say hello. I don't play that sexual harassment shit. Let me get your address. Bitch, you don't say hi to strange women you don't know, bitch. 384492. Bitch, you shouldn't have been sexually harassing me. I can call the cops on you for that.
Good.
Fat fucking motherfucker. Who the fuck you think you're talking to? Don't fucking say hello to me.
Then get guns on. You shouldn't be here.
No, bitch, I should be here. Why the fuck you gonna say I shouldn't be here?
Why shouldn't I be here saying hello to people?
Don't fucking say hello to me.
I'm gonna call the cops.
Go, bitch. Do what the fuck you wanna do.
Hey, what's your license number? Can I have your license number?
Fucking drunk. What you gonna call the cops on me for?
Key points. Rachelle Miller is currently settling a workplace claim with the government. She is expected to receive a payout of more than $500,000. This is why she's doing this. Having done a little bit of research, having looked through these articles, having seen the videos of Rachelle Miller, she wants the money. And we'll get into a little bit more of that a little bit later. Her claim makes allegations of bullying, harassment, and discrimination by more than one Liberal MP. The ABC has confirmed Rachelle Miller made the new allegations in a workplace claim, as first reported by the Saturday paper, with the negotiated settlement expected to be more than $500,000. I can tell you what, I can do a lot. I can do a lot with $500,000. I'm telling you that if you gave me $500,000 today that I could use to do whatever I wanted to do with, in 20 years I would be sitting very, very comfortably. The claim includes the allegations against her former boss, Mr. Tudge, of being emotionally and on one occasion physically abusive to her while they were involved in a consensual affair in 2017. In the claim, which the ABC hasn't seen, Miss Miller, she's married, isn't she? Maybe she's not married anymore. Miss Miller described a series of alleged incidents of bullying, harassment, and discrimination while she worked as an advisor for the coalition. Really? So there's no recourse for this? Here in the United States, we have something called human resources that you can take things up the chain, and then you can go to the EEOC. If there's no chain, just go to the EEOC immediately. You don't even have to hesitate. You can just go. When asked about the new allegations, Prime Minister Scott Morrison said the process was confidential. The Prime Minister also said he has not been made aware of the details of new allegations. If there were any matter that was in the assessment by the Department of Finance that involved the conduct of any minister whatsoever in the granting of that payment, then that matter would have to be raised with me by Department of Finance. Now I can assure you absolutely that no such reference has been made to me. This, I'm assuming right here, is this, I'm not sure what her name is. Payne is her last name. It says Marises, but down here it says Maris. So is it Maris or Marises? I don't know. I'm going to go with Maris. Maris Payne would not say if she thought it should be made public, given it involves taxpayer money. Taxpayer money is going to go to a woman who cheated on her husband to have an affair with this political operative working in federal Parliament House. Why? Because she's unhappy. Because she wants more money. Because she's greedy. Minister of Women. What? Minister of Women, Maris Payne, also said she was not aware of the details of the claim. I don't need to read any more of this article. I wanted to get to this point right here. Minister of Women. What is going on in Australia that you guys have a Minister of Women? I think we do not have any such thing here in the United States. This is obscene. That you would have a Minister of Women? Do you also have a Minister of Men? Do you have a Minister of asexual people? Of hermaphrodites? What are they called? Intersexed? Do you have a Minister of transsexual people? What is this? What is this garbage? Dude, seriously. I'm talking to you, Australia. This person here, this office here, if there is an office that goes along with this title, needs to be abandoned, dissolved, and destroyed right away. And women need to get back in the home and take care of their business in home. They need to get out of government altogether. This is what the problem is here, Australia. This is what you're running. That's why you're running into these issues. Just seriously abandon all that. So before we move on, though, I did want to point out one thing over here on the side. We see Meghan Markle's animated series axed by Netflix over cutbacks. Unfortunately, that's going to mean I'm going to have less material for my channel. But fortunately, we can see, hey, get woke, go broke. Netflix is losing money left and right, hemorrhaging it. Because, hey, they're woke and nobody wants to be exposed to woke trash anymore. And Meghan Markle is super woke, and she probably would have had a super woke show on Netflix. Oh, no. Heaven forfend, her woke show is gone. Less wokeness in the world. Yay. Maybe the tides are turning. So, Alan Tudge, we looked at this article a moment ago. He stands aside to let this investigation happen. He's just like, look, I'm going to, step down temporarily so we can get this investigation underway. I don't want to stand in the way of the investigation. Let's see what some of the allegations are here from Miss Miller.
Explosive allegations against Education Minister Alan Tudge just days after a review slammed workplace culture. A former staff member claims to have suffered abuse at the hands of her old boss. Live to political reporter Rob Scott in Canberra. Rob, good morning. What are these latest claims?
Well, Anne, Rachelle Miller was Alan Tudge's media advisor. Both have previously admitted to an extramarital affair in 2017. But
So the charges were brought against Alan Tudge in 2020, I believe. Maybe it was even 2021. I know that he stepped aside for the investigation in December of 2021. So those allegations against him were made in 2020 or 2021. Why did it take so long? Because that affair supposedly didn't last more than a year. It was 2017. Really? It took you this long to come out about it and say, oh, he was abusive. Oh, it was going to hurt my career. Oh, I was afraid. Really? You mean that the police don't do their job in Australia? That's what you're saying? You mean that you don't have safeties in place to go, oh, you accused him of sexual harassment. Subsequently, you can't be fired for that. Like, if you do that in the United States, if you're like, this person over here, this individual is harassing me, you cannot be terminated for that unless it's found to be like a malicious attack. But
just a couple of hours ago, Miss Miller held a media conference here in Parliament House describing their relationship as she says she was completely under the minister's control, alleging she was bullied, intimidated and harassed by him, saying she was isolated from her family and friends and desperately wanted to complain, but believed if she did, she would lose her job.
Oh no! A woman lost her job. Maybe she should be working in the home, raising the children. I'm just saying. I mean, that seems to be the way that all of this stuff comes out when you abandon my idea. My idea, women get back in the home. And women in the West have always worked. I've said this before. Women in the West have always worked. You've had to, because the West has started in Europe where, it snows in the wintertime. So women have to get food together. There were certain jobs that were set aside for women. And then we opened the doors and said, women can do anything. They can be just the same as men in every way, even better, because they can do it all with high heels and makeup and fake nails and dresses and skirts and all that stupid stuff that is unnecessary. And now look what's happening. The West is crumbling. How is it that she was isolated by this man? How is it that she can't quit her job? Oh, no, she can't quit her job. She has a husband. Does her husband not work? She's so isolated and bullied by him that, oh, my gosh, he's so intimidating and scary, and I'm afraid of him. Oh, I'm going to have sex with him, though. Really? I've stated many times on this channel that I'm a small man, and I have scared women, apparently. Oh my gosh, he's scary. Women have been afraid of me. Like, what? What are you talking about? Oh, you're a creep. Oh, I'm a creep because I talked to you? Oh my gosh, I flirted with you a little bit? Oh no, it's the end of the world. A man showed interest in you because you don't want me to show interest in you, therefore I'm a bad man. And you're scared of me. You're scared of me. Uh-huh. The most I ever weighed in my entire life is 152 pounds, and that was very recent. So all my life I weighed less than that, and usually like about 130, 135 pounds as an adult. Yeah, I'm not going to do a lot of damage to you ladies, okay? Trust me. Size matters. This is so ridiculous that this guy here supposedly isolated her and bullied her and all this stuff. She's so intimidated. Why wasn't she at home shaking and drinking a brandy every night? She's like, I can't go back into work. Oh my gosh, it's so intimidating, it's so scary. Nope, she put up with it, and she even had sex with the man who was intimidating her. Okay.
She detailed one incident she says happened on a prime ministerial tour.
I woke up in the pitch black dark and reached for my phone. It was about 4 a.m. in the morning, and a morning media producer, perhaps one of you, was calling about the front page story. Then I felt someone kicking me.
What is somebody doing calling you at 4 o'clock in the morning? Why is your phone on at 4 o'clock in the morning? When I go to bed, my phone gets turned off. My phone is always on silent. Period. I don't want to hear that noise. I don't care. It's ridiculous. I understand that these people have like tight schedules and they have to do news and all that stuff, but still. 4 a.m. No.
On the side of my hip and leg as I tried to sit up in bed. It was the minister. He was furious, telling me to get out of his bed. Then I realised I was completely naked. He continued to kick me until I fell off the side of the bed.
Oh my gosh, so you were completely naked, as if you didn't know what you had done with the minister in his bed. By the way, Mr. Tudge, man, there must have been slim pickings on that tour if you chose this right here. So the thing is, this could have happened, something similar to this could have happened, I believe, but it was probably him just like gently nudging her with his foot. Just like, oh, you woke me up. Oh gosh, if you're gonna be taking calls this early, go sleep in your own bed. Oh, come on. Oh, come on, Rachelle, get the F out of my bed. Oh, probably something like that. I mean, the guy was barely awake, and he wouldn't need to kick her. He wouldn't need to abuse her. This sounds so made up. This sounds so fake to me, especially considering the fact that somebody could have heard him say that, and he's having an affair with a married woman, and he's also in a political position, saying, get the F out of my bed. You know, why isn't she finding this media producer and saying, hey, did you hear that? She said he was yelling at her. Ridiculous.
Told me to get out of his room and make sure that no one saw me.
Those comments follow the release of the Jenkins review into the workplace culture here in Canberra, which found a third of people working in federal parliament have been sexually harassed, but most don't report it. Now, Miss Miller.
And now, like I was saying, when everything constitutes harassment.
Humongous what?
That's what it is.
Humongous what? Is that sexual harassment?
No, it's humongous.
Then why did you say that to me?
That's my name.
What? Humongous what?
Humongous what?
Humongous what? Is that sexual harassment? Is that...
It's just like, please define harassment for me first, and then we'll decide whether or not this is actually harassment. Now, like I was saying, Rachelle wants this money because she wants money. If you look down here, monthly income, her net worth is approximately $4 to $6 million US dollars, which is like, I think right now, somewhere between like 5 and 7 million USD, or 5 and 7 million Australian dollars. Sometimes Australian dollars are higher than USD, but usually they're lower than USD. She has a lot of money and she wants more. This is a pretty good, decent living, right? You could do all right with this, but it sounds to me like she wants a little bit more. She doesn't quite have that fancy sports car, or that she needs a little extra oomph to get that nicer house that she wants, etc., etc. So a person who has this much money, I see that as a person going, I want more. It would be something if she had like 100 million. Then I'd be like, okay, yeah, you don't care anymore. You're fine. You're not doing this for money. But she has a few $1 million. She's looking for a little bit more. Bump her up to that next highest level. We have this here. Investigation finds insufficient evidence of bad behavior despite minister admitting extramarital affair. An investigation into whether Education Minister Alan Tudge had an inappropriate relationship with his press secretary has reported its findings. And its findings are basically nothing. The reason its findings are nothing are it didn't happen. But even if it did happen, then you can't prove that. I mean, she actually had this call where she could have pulled up the evidence, but you're not going to prove that these private moments between two people were abusive. How are you going to do that? It's a he said, she said thing. You're never going to be able to figure that out. Let's take a look at this video here. I think there was something interesting in here that I wanted to look at.
Both married with children, Rachelle Miller now admits she and Minister Tudge were having an affair.
I intentionally dropped back because I didn't want to walk in with him. I mean, I wasn't his guest. I wasn't his partner. Then he turned around and he said, no, I want you to walk in with me. I felt at the time a lot like an ornament.
There had been some reports about Christian. I think he recognised that his conduct had not been up to the right standard.
I've known Christian since I was 16 years old. For all of that time, I've known him to be deeply sexist. I remember him commenting that he would never date a woman who weighed over 50 kilograms.
Yeah, that's sexism. That's it, right there. You've defined it. A woman who weighs over 50 kilograms, don't want to date her. That's sexism. On the other hand, if a woman says, I would never date a man under 5'6", I think it's 167 centimeters for those of you in the rest of the world. That's okay. That's not sexism. But when a man says it, that's sexism, of course.
That stood out to me. I also remember a relationship of his that ended, and he commented that the woman involved was thin enough, but she didn't have big enough tits, and the next woman that he was going to date needed to be as thin but have bigger tits.
Sounds to me like Christian there needs to spring for a boob job, because most thin women, almost all thin women, do not have large breasticles. Very few do, naturally. Most do have implants.
When we're at the bar, I noticed that Minister Porter was with someone in the corner and they were clearly very intimate. They were cuddling, they were kissing. So Alan did head over and he asked the person taking photographs to stop taking photographs.
So this young woman was talking about Christian Porter?
Yes. And she told me that she'd found herself in somewhat of a relationship and that clearly had found herself in a position that at some point she didn't want to be there.
Oh no, heaven forfend, she wanted to break up with her boyfriend. No woman ever in the history of humanity has ever broken up with a boyfriend. Ever. I don't know what to tell you. That relationships don't always work out. I mean, I have ex-girlfriends, right? One girl I was living with, I lived with her for a year or two. A big mistake, by the way. But her favorite liar, Grace Tame, was married to an American man. And now she's living with an Australian man who she's doing naughty, dirty, filthy things with. Ugh, it's disgusting. Thinking of Grace Tame doing those things. Ugh. Yeah, that's Rachelle Miller. This was, like I said, a requested video. I didn't know I was going to be able to get to it because I don't get a lot of information. I have to go searching for it. It doesn't just fall into my lap like the info on American stuff that's going on. But anyway, that's all I got for this time. Hey, again, Feminism Debunked. Let's do a collab. Let's get together. Let's do a video together. I think that would be fun. Anyway, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.